Hey, what's good, everybody? D Amazing here. Bringing another review. This time is with Mezco 112 Collective, Spider-Man. I don't want to say classic because Mezco likes to take a few liberties and pretty much have fun and, try new things. So, we're going to get started on this review. First and foremost, the first thing I want to talk about is the fact that this looks really nice. It's something that was delayed a few times, and from what I can tell, not much has changed with the exception of the articulation. And the reason why I say that, because if you got the Miles Morales exclusive, it doesn't, and I'll show you soon, doesn't have the same articulation as the Miles. It is slightly better. So, let's get started. First and foremost, the look on Spider-Man is actually pretty dope. It is a mix between classic rendition with a little bit of Ditko and Kirby, Romita. Gives you the best of everything, in my opinion. Now, one thing I don't like is that the clothing actually tends to bunch a little, but I quickly, very much got over it, because one of the things I noticed is that if you're going to be posing Spider-Man or doing cool Spider-Man poses, none of that stuff is going to matter because it's going to bunch regardless, as you can see here. It's on a really nice thin body, so it definitely shows that Spider-Man is nimble and agile, definitely different. The leg articulation comes up pretty high as well, too. But, yeah, as I was saying, shoulders look very wide, so if that bothers you, this obviously isn't the type of toy for you, and that's fun. But it's definitely more leaning toward the superhero proportion, but it's, how do I say? It's a nice lean proportion, but still very super heroic for Spider-Man. So the print is very nice. I like that a lot. As far as articulation goes, let's get into it. Now, the head itself can actually look up, can go side to side. It's on a nice ball joint that rotates all the way around. All that good jazz. And the reason why that's being is because for Spider-Man, you want to be able to say you have really good articulation, right? Arm goes up. It actually folds up really well. The spandex is really nice. Arm goes all the way front. Arm goes all the way back. So technically, this can do a 360 degree. But because it's clothing, you obviously won't be able to do that without bunching the clothing. The arm is double jointed as well. So it actually can come really far in. And that's something I really enjoy. There is no butterfly joint that you normally would get on certain Mezcos, but this one can actually do a boxes posing. So that's actually really good too. I really like that. As far as ab crunch, it actually goes really far in, for a Mezco, I should say, but not in general. And it may not look like a bunch now, but when you put his legs up, Spider-Man actually has a really nice ability to do that. It actually can go left and go right. It can go back some. So the extension is there, but obviously you don't want to wear out the fabric. So just be a little careful. Legs are double jointed. They have thigh swivel as well. So you can actually do a cool bunch of Spider-Man stuff. So for me, it won't be able to be as nimble or as good as the Marvel Legends. It's not going to happen. But for Mezco, they've definitely nailed what they want to do with their Spider-Man after their first attempt with Miles, which was a good figure, but obviously it just didn't nail what you wanted in a Spider-Man figure. Is actually now gotten here with Spider-Man. The only real drawback that I can honestly say out front is the ankle pivot, which for Mezco is really good, but for a Spider-Man figure, it's not that good. You know what I mean? It's really nice, but people gonna ask yourself, like, can you do this? Can you do spider-like poses? You can. You can actually get it on both legs, but the pivot won't be as strong, so that way you won't be able to get it to really go down. So as you can see here, use spider-like poses. No issue. The ab crunch is there. The posing is there. You can do a lot of cool stuff. Spider-Man can actually even look over and do, dodging poses. So for me, everything is all here. It's just not as good as a Marvel Legend. So for obvious reasons, if you like more stylized stuff and you want it to look like a rendition of a tiny hot toy that's more stylized, this would definitely be for you. If you like Marvel Legends, you're totally fine. If you like SHF or you want to get a custom made, that's also fine. This is definitely for the preferred type of people who like and want to get all types of Spider-Man, which is definitely something I'm doing here. Now, from here, I want to tell you that it also goes from cloth to soft plastic down here, so it actually makes a nice transition. I don't know why that was done, but I like it. Like it a lot. Now, real quick, we're gonna go over the things that Spider-Man comes with. Spider-Man does have an alternate head. It's a more squinty-eyed look for the mask, which is pretty cool. It's actually really nice. If you swap it out, Spider-Man can look more emotive. So I think that's pretty cool. I want to leave that head on for a bit. We don't get to see that enough. Spider-Man actually has a couple hands. You get the web swing hands. These are the hands that allow you to do the webbing and add webbing. I'll go to that in a second. These allow you to carry webbing when you're web swinging. You have your web swing, your thwip hands, which allow you to shoot your webs. Shoot your webs. I don't know. Shoot your shot, shoot your webs, things like that. I don't know why I'm all over the place. Now, the cool thing about this, though, and I want to get to this right now, is that when you're doing the web shooter stuff, let me grab Spider-Man. There's actually a point on the ball joint where you just go over right here, go over it. But when you're using the thwip hands, there's actually a groove that allows the webbing to go through that you line up with. And as you can see, you line it up in the hands and just pop it in, and voila. And I like that. It's sort of for those people who don't know what they're doing or they never know how to line it up. They actually give you the ability to do it really well. That's pretty cool. I'm actually gonna put the another different hand on. And then next up, I want to talk about the fact that with the other hands, you get one like web crawling hand and then one different type of web crawling hand. Instead of two of each, you get one of each, which I know it's cool to have one of each, but I would have preferred two of each. But otherwise, I like where we're going with this. I really do. Now, one of the other things you get with the thwip hands, so for web shooters, you actually get one long, one short web shooter, right? Then you get a spread web. This is actually a nice soft plastic in the beginning, but it comes hard at the end. This is for the spread web, I want to call it. Then you get one for if you are webbing somebody in the face or it's latching to something, which is the obvious things you get when you Spider-Man. Then you have the Poseable Web Thread. This is actually really nice, and this is what I was saying about having it in hand. So when you're going to do stuff like do web shooting shots or do it where he's holding it, this is the Poseable thread that you definitely want in his hand to make it like he's web swinging or anything of that sort. So let's see, you were doing some McFarlane stuff or some J. Scott Campbell stuff where you were pretty much, getting your webbing on. For obvious reasons, if you wanted to fold this around or make this come down or make him hold it with two hands, this can easily be done now because it's a Poseable web thread. This can be used with other Spider-Man, but this is really dope for this Spider-Man in general because you don't normally get that. People have to custom make it. Like I got one from S&A Toys before, and he made me a Poseable thread. But if I didn't get those, this would be a great substitute and make me want to get another just for it. You know what I mean? So this is really dope. And it also works with other Spider-Man, like I said. So overall, that's everything that comes with the figure, and I've really enjoyed it. I'm a big Spider-Man enthusiast, so this is definitely a must-have for me, easily. But for those of you who collect Spider-Man and you feel like you want a more posable Spider-Man, you can still go with the Marvel Legend. But me personally, I like this. I plan on using this in photos. But real quick, let's get into the part that everyone cares about, which is size comparisons, right? I don't even know how to begin to size him up with other stuff. So here he is with a Mezco Judge Dredd. And here he is next to a Mezco Captain America. So you can see what he looks like with other Mezco figures. Right? Good stuff. Jolly good show. Here he is next to a Articulated Icons Black Ninja, aka Solitaire. The modern Black Ninja. And I'm like losing it because he's getting caught on stuff, so I'm looking stupid. So, size-wise, Mezcos are still pretty much bigger than other stuff. But Spider-Man versus Ninjas, I never see a bad thing there. As you can see, he's clearly a little bit taller. Here he is next to the Mezco Miles Morales. And I want to talk about that because I said it before. The ankle issue that some people were having is actually one I'm having on one of mine, not both. But this one is definitely having that issue. As you can see, he's actually a little bit smaller than Peter. I know he seems like he's the same height, but he's actually a little bit smaller. So, overall, he's a little bit bigger. But now Miles is bigger in the comics too, so that actually works out. Real quick, this is what he looks like next to a Marvel Legends Miles to show off height-wise. What they probably should have been in the beginning. Right? Great and dandy. Here he is next to an SH Figure Arts Kamen Rider Cougar, who, again, I'm all over the place with. And he kind of towers over Cougar. Here he is next to a 1/12 scale Carbon. This is from 1000 Toys. keep forgetting his dial's lopsided. So there we go. Size-wise, he's bigger than those guys. Now, real quick, I'm going to compare him to a bunch of other spider-related characters in a Storm collectible. So here he is next to his Marvel Legends counterpart. So he's actually a little bit bigger than his Marvel Legends counterpart. Here he is next to Venom. Again, I keep forgetting his dial's a little lopsided. So he actually works pretty well with the Venom from Marvel Legends. And he's even going to scale with Legends and other Spider-Man figures. Here he is next to a Revoltech Venom, who I have to fix his posing, so bear with me for a couple seconds. Because I had him doing a stomping pose. So I'm going to fix that up. So he's actually not bigger than Venom. And this works out pretty fine, because Venom's pretty big. We're going to call him not Monster Venom. And here he is next to Storm Collectibles Scorpion. So size-wise, I think you're getting something that's right down the middle for Spider-Man. And I really enjoy that. So hopefully you guys enjoy this and you can figure out what you want to do with it. Overall, I really like the Spider-Man. I'm a big Spider-Man fan, so there's a tad bit of bias there. But if you want to be objective and you want to really talk about the good and the bad, it's just another Spider-Man figure for those who are just getting Spider-Man. If you like the more stylized look, if you like the cloth look, this Spider-Man is definitely for you. If you don't and you're happy with your Marvel Legends, then you're fine. Pick and choose, guys. Be good. In the meantime, guys, I want you to be good. I want you to do good. Most of all, drink your water. Be good out there in the world. Later.